Hello everybody and welcome to a Magic Garden Guide. We had a viewer comment, "How do you get your movements so precise like that? Whenever I try to play Magic Garden, the turning feels more sluggish than I expect, and it causes me to flub precise turns all the time. Is there a strategy for more consistent turning, or am I just bad?" So let's take this Oppie as an example. You can actually turn when you're in midair. It's a bit hard. Okay, now I can't do it. You just input the turn right before you press A. And that can help when you're dealing with stuff like that. But you can't input which way you turn after you land. That's different. But like here, for instance, you can press up before you actually get all the way into this tile. You saw there I was actually able to kind of turn after. You know what I should do actually? Hold on, let me get a input display. Well, I couldn't get that working. This would probably be a pretty good exercise, actually. Just try doing stuff like this until you get it down. You can also do it on mushrooms, but that's like a lot harder. Oh, what controller you use also matters a lot. Basically, like, if you use analog, it's a lot harder. So D-pad is just kind of better. That's also true for most UFO 50 games. But especially Magic Garden. Another good way to practice Magic Garden is to use the overgrow code. Which, you end up with a ton of Oppies. I'm just kind of trying to keep as many of them alive as I can right now, because I think it'll be interesting. Yeah, eventually you just die. But if you do overgrow, just for like pure movement, it's kind of nice because you don't have to worry about potions and stuff. Also, you can practice doing stuff like that. If you do a late drop off, you can get an extra one off. So like here, for instance. Here as well. That's not super important to learn casually, but it's nice. Because it just gets you basically a free extra drop off. If you're trying for a certain color potion, that is important. Oh, also, I guess I should go over potions. Although that's kind of an additional thing. But potions are very important, and the color of them decides a lot of things about the run. So for instance, golden potions are the most important, because each time you pick up a golden potion, you get one more Oppie on screen at once. 46, not bad. As for the other potions, there's the red potion, which is the basic one you get for dropping off 6 Oppies. Also, you can use the cat on the side of the screen to tell you how many Oppies you're at. So right now I'm at 4. So if I got 5 more, that would be enough for a golden. And then you can see there, he showed a golden, even though I'm on overgrow. Which is kind of funny. Silly cat, I'm playing on the funny mode. But yeah, generally you only want to be picking up gold potions, especially if you're going for cherry. Because the more Oppies on screen means you can get more potions and stuff faster. Because you won't have to go hunting for the only Oppies. Also, any potion can turn gold if you give it enough time. So when you're like speedrunning, generally before like 100 you only want gold potions or blue potions. Because blue potions are almost gold potions. I'm pretty out of practice for overgrow. But Magic Garden is also one of those games where you just kind of have to give it a lot of time. And if you just keep playing it, eventually you get more and more used to the movement. It's just like Onion Delivery in that way. Where when you start out, it feels really sluggish and hard to play. And then the more you play it and the more you familiarize yourself with the controls, or in the case of Onion Delivery, the area you're driving in, the more you do it, it gets easier. But it is something that can seem daunting, especially for like the first couple hours. So don't panic if it takes you a while to get there. But I did want to make a guide specifically for cherry. So I guess I'll go into, you know, what goes into a good cherry run. And first off, you can actually start preparing potions a lot earlier than you thought. So here I'm just going to get a red out of the way with the first 6. Because okay, that was a dumb duh. Because the nice thing about reds is you can get a lot of them. Because the big limit is 200. After 200, the game will end. And then you'll be out of ways to get more points. But you can go all the way up to like 1... Nice. You can go all the way up to 199 and still you go in for your potion combo. So like I'm already holding on to this golden potion, but normally you should really just pick it up right away. But if you want cherry and you want to start grinding those potions early, you always can. And then if you want to play it safe, just wait till there's a bunch. And then just do nothing but clear them out. If you're not going for time, you might as well. And then I can probably get another 2 or 3 potions out. And then rinse and repeat. But yeah, I'm just gathering enough for 1 more red. And I can probably get enough points before I even get to 100, and that's with playing it safe. Just don't get too close to the buzzer. It's enough for another potion. Also, try not to corner yourself like I did there, 'cause that's not great. And eventually you get to the point where there's so many potions that you have to start avoiding them. Which is always nice. Also, don't do that. That was super dangerous. When there's a lot in a row like this, it does get a little scary. So now I could, like, already start my chain here, because I've gotten so many saved up. And any potion you pick up that's not a red potion is gonna give you a lot of score. And now I just grab the last one. Last couple oppies here. And now I easily have enough to get the cherry. And since I did it so early, look at the ridiculous amount of oppies around. And again, I could just keep collecting them and grabbing the potions as they come. And any potion that's not a red one, I'm pretty sure is enough to get rid of a mushroom. But past this point, there shouldn't be any. And then there's a lot by this line, so I just grab a potion. And now it's just a matter of closing out the run. But yeah, you could even play it safer than I did and be fine. And that's cherry. I think I got like a 15x chain. You don't need that much. You could do 10x. And you could grind even more. I forget how many I got to in my run. But yeah, like here, easy early red pot. But you really don't have to start saving up until like 100 plus. You could just grab every potion and clear every oppie. Oh, also the timing for a quick drop off like that is pretty good to learn. Yeah, so like here I could do a quick oppie cleanup, and I could probably get all of them actually. Yeah. And then the whole board is clean. Also, the timer for when mushrooms appear, when you're too slow, that gets reset every time you do a drop-off. So even if you don't have a great drop-off, you should just be dropping off so that you don't have to worry about mushrooms, because they are pretty annoying. Here I have to grab this one, unfortunately, because it's in the way. But I could do some more Oppie cleanup here. That was probably too dangerous. I should have just gotten the potion. If you're a beginner, you could just grab the potion there. But yeah, it's not too bad of a game once you get used to it. In fact, it might just become your favorite, like it has mine. Well, favorite after pin golf anyways. Nah, actually I might like it more than pin golf now. Yeah, you can get way over what you really need there. Let's see if green is enough to kill mushrooms. It isn't. Don't do that. You don't want to be doing that if you're new. Oh, also, the reason those Oppies move like that sometimes is because they're, annoying. But yeah, if you just wait for a gold, I think you can even chain it with, like, a red, and you'll still have the ability to kill the mushrooms. Yeah, though, don't try to jump over mushrooms or potions as a beginner. It's not worth it. Also, you can eke out one extra drop-off like that. Which doesn't really matter most of the time, but it can be nice. I misdrop there, but misdrops don't really matter. Unless you're speedrunning. And then they're a mild nuisance. But one Oppie isn't really gonna make that big of a difference unless you're going for record. Okay, 5 away. That might even be a record, because I don't really do score runs. On this file anyways. We still got Ben on the high scores. There you can see my one score run, 683. I will beat the million score at some point when I go for score. But probably not for a while. And then if you're going for gold instead of cherry, you can just, like, try to get early golds. So I need 4 more because I dropped off 5. So luckily 4 spawned right where I need them to. And then you just grab the gold potion right when it spawns to get the Oppies faster. If you're speedrunning, you wouldn't take care of these extra Oppies because it's slow. Also, you wouldn't get the red. But it doesn't really matter too much if you're just playing casually. I'll even get another red. Back when I started running, I used to think maybe it would be faster to get reds, but you just miss out on a lot by not having more Oppie potential early. That'll give me a blue, I think. This will be another red. Or I can save up like this, and then I get another gold. Also, you want to be purposeful with your drop-offs. But yeah, in terms of just pure movement, just playing the game will get you all the knowledge you need in that front. But if anyone else has any questions, I'd be happy to make more guides, because I do like talking about Magic Garden. I'm just not very good at it, as I am at playing it. But a lot of it, like, when I was learning, I would just watch Spoody. And watch Spoody's run, and see what I could improve on. Also, remembering how long the potions last is pretty important, so you don't just die for no reason. At the end of the day, it is a hard game. So if you don't stream and you have the ability to, you should just try to lock in. Also, the potion drop-off times actually change. So, like, the first time they change, they go from their first color to their second in, like, 8 seconds. And then the next time they change, they go to, I think it's 10 seconds. So the time it takes for, like, a red potion, which is the worst, to become a gold potion, which is the best, is, like, 28 seconds, I believe. Which is a long time to avoid a potion, but it's not actually as bad as it seems. I waited too long there, but you can do that without making any enemies. If you want to be safe, just do this, take out all the oppies. This guy isn't going to get taken out, because he's in a bad spot, but now he is. Also for gold, try to look for areas where a lot of oppies are congregating. So like here, on the right side of the screen, there's like 4 right next to each other. Ideally you get them in nice lines and they just sort of fall on top of the star blocks. Like, look at this. It's ridiculous. If you wait for the potion to be almost depleted before you pick up another one, you can basically stay in an invincible state forever. Unlike a game like Pac-Man, where eventually you're gonna be forced to be vulnerable again. Also, I don't know if I describe myself a Pac-Man fan, but I do think this game is just better than Pac-Man, which is saying a lot. It takes a lot of courage to make a game that is this much like a game that everyone already knows and loves. And to do that and then also make it good is kind of crazy. Also, it's an important thing to keep track of how many oppies you have left, especially if you're going for score. Also, very minor detail. You don't get the points for the last drop-off, so if you're maximizing for score, you want to drop off 199 exactly, because it doesn't matter how far you go for the last one. Let's see, any other tips? Oh yeah, so like here, I didn't even think about it, but Both of those oppies were stuck on the very bottom. So what I do is like, okay, that didn't happen, but let's say they're both on the very bottom right again. You wait to drop off until you get close to the wall, and then that way you have more time to grab the oppies before the mushrooms start spawning in. That's a very minor thing, but it can be really nice when it happens. Because you just kind of don't have to worry about it. And like that drop off is just very nice, because just makes it a bit cleaner. Yeah, if you can get drop-offs like that, where the star block spawns on top of you, it's really nice. Also be careful when they move, because sometimes they still have active hitbox. I don't know if there's anything I haven't really touched on that I meant to touch on. But yeah, like for cherries, you need 20,000. I should have said that earlier. That was like an important detail. But you don't necessarily have to get that in one long string. You can do 2 long strings or 3 long strings or whatever. The important thing is just that you get your combo up. Because each time you get a non-red potion, it multiplies the amount that each oppie is worth. And each time you pick up an oppie, it multiplies the amount that each oppie is worth. So you could probably even do it with like just times 2s. If you let the oppies stack up like this. Like, let's see, if I go for something here where I just get rid of all the oppies. How much points can I get? Yeah, that's almost 10k, you just have to do that twice. And that was before even I had like 33. Actually, it'd be kind of interesting to do a speedrun to see just how fast you could get 20k. But yeah, I would advise like leaving stuff out just for that. Also, I know I said you shouldn't do this, but if you want to learn how to consistently jump over mushrooms and potions, can you go away, Oppie? If you're turning, you just turn and jump at the same time when you get like to the middle of the thing. So like turn jump like that. And it should work for potions, except potions are also large. Basically, potions and mushrooms are both the biggest object you can get stuck on in Magic Garden. So see how that doesn't increase the combo meter, but it still is good to grab. Yeah, so I'm at 20k before even before 100, you know. So it's not as bad as you think it is to get Cherry. Because I know 20,000 sounds like a lot. But if you just take out one oppie, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, stacks up fast. 180. $560. Yeah, it's not that bad. I'd say probably the easiest UFO 50 game to get Cherry in is Veil Race. And then something like Camouflage where you can't lose. Camouflage and Block Koala. Although Block Koala is just insanely long. Waldorf's not bad. Once you get familiarized with the controls. But yeah, Magic Garden, once you get used to it, I think it has some of the best controls of any UFO 50 game. But you could also try just going in a circle like this. See if you could do that consistently. Guess I'll try to verbalize what I'm doing here. It's like once you reach a thing... I love Jessica? What? Is that a secret thing? I might have just found a Easter egg. Interesting. Who's Jessica? Wonder if I'll get anything else. I'm getting distracted now. What is I Love Jessica, though? Would be another good exercise. I guess just going along the edge of the board. Just make sure there's no oppies spawning. Oh, also another thing that trips people up about, like, oppie movement is that they can actually get stuck. So, like, the number one reason that they kill you for seemingly no reason is you'll pick up an oppie. Well, an oppie spawns in the space that they were going to move into. That is bad. So try not to go too close to oppies. I like to keep, like, 2 blocks away, and then that way, like, see that one up there? I guess that's not descriptive enough because there's like 10 million of them. Oh, that was actually also something I wanted to touch on. I jumped over him. He was supposed to go up, but because I had a trailing oppie, he saw the trailing oppie and decided to go down into me. There's not really much you can do there, because you're already stuck in the air. But it's just something to keep in mind. Generally, you don't want to be jumping over an oppie, but sometimes you have to. So it's good to know how to do it. But you pretty much should never need to jump over a mushroom. Potions, maybe. That might be a good thing to practice. I'm gonna see if I can not get any potions and then pick them up and get a... and get enough points for Cherry. I think that would be cool. I'd have to get really lucky, though. Yeah, if you want to practice, I guess the big things are, like... just play the game. But I can't really be more specific unless... like, you tell me more. But yeah, hopefully this guide was enough to help you out on your journey. But yeah, for your homework, just watch my run, watch Spoody's run. Watch any Magic Garden speed or score runs that you can. What's the current record? I think it's like 8 million or something. I could maybe link that in the description. That was close. Oh, you totally can just do that. Yeah, you could get cherry before 55 even, wow. It's probably harder than just doing it the normal way though. You do end up with a pretty nice amount of oppies though, from all the red pots you get. That turn into gold pots. Doesn't matter what they were originally, it matters what they can become. Yeah, and then all you have to do is finish. Definitely wouldn't recommend doing that, but probably doing it the easiest way would just be 2 shorter strings that each get 10k points. But you can get quite a bit with not too many potions. Yeah, so hopefully this helped you. Hopefully it wasn't too repetitive. And I didn't tell you stuff you already knew. But yeah, if you keep playing for 41 hours, plus probably 10 hours on the other file, I guess I can check. This one's 40 minutes old, but I do keep resetting it, so I can see what my times are for my warm-up runs. But yeah. It's easy if you just love it, and give it all the time it takes to become a god gamer. Comparison, I've played only 13 hours of Onion Delivery. How much pin golf have I played? 22 hours. If I go by most played, Grimstone is just there because that game is long. It would be kind of interesting to see what the average most played is. Also, it's somewhat interesting, the correlation to how high stuff is on my tier list. Because, like, Alphazar's Hat was one of my favorites, and I've only played it for hour 31. Also, Hyper Contender. That game's really good. $19.84. It's so interesting to me that, like, as a collection, some of the best stuff is the early game. I mean, Mortal, Magic Garden, Impact, Valgress. You know, there's some great stuff in row 1. And then Camouflage, which is still kind of my favorite. I mean, it's just so good. It's one of those games where my only complaint is that there's not more of it. And that one level is kind of annoying. But not as bad as the Block Koala Arrows level. Anyways, I guess I am rambling about thoughts on my collection as the collection as a whole. But yeah, UFO 50 is such a great game. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I wish you luck on your Magic Garden journey, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out, thanks for watching.